Welcome to qnawire.
Okay, so we're doing chapter 34, problem 19 here. And so this problem says a person swimming 0.8 meters below the surface. And I have this drawing here, so let's draw this as 0.8 meters below the surface of the water. And it says you're looking at the diving board that is directly overhead, and the person sees an image of the board that is formed by refraction at the surface of the water. This image is a height of 5.2 meters above the swimmer. And what is the actual height of the diving board? So I just drew this as to scale, or just to show that there is an image formed on the other side of the surface. So we know the image is negative. But I drew it as the image being closer, but we don't actually know that. So we're going to have to use our equation to figure out. We could use some geometry, but we can also just use our usual sign convention and our Lindsay equations to figure this out. So don't take that as meaning the image is necessarily going to be closer or not. We have not figured that out yet. But let's go ahead and label where these distances. So this would be our object distance, and this over here, S prime, will be our image distance. So it tells us that S prime is 5.2 meters, or negative 5.2 meters, since it's on the same side as the object. Now, when we're talking about the surface of the water here, we can think of that as a plane lens, so it has an infinity radius of curvature, which is going to be important. So now we can plug this into our equation for a lens on between two different mediums. And what we're left with here is we see that the in of the, we should also mention that this top interface is the air, right, NA, and this is water down here. And NA is 1 and water is 4/3. So our equation then becomes the A over the object distance, plus in water over the image distance. And this should equal the distance, or the difference in these. And that should be over the radius of curvature, right? Cool. So this is our equation that's going to let us figure out what we want. So we're wanting to figure out what this object distance is, the actual height of the diving board above the water. So first, let's plug in r equals infinity, and we should see that the right side goes to 0, which is good. It simplifies this for us. So now we should have NA over S equals negative NW over S prime. We can then solve this, and we should see that S equals negative NA S prime over NW. So now we can just easily plug that in. This is negative 4/3. Oops, sorry. 4/3 is NW, but NW is on bottom, right? So we're going to have to flip that. So this is negative 3/4 times negative 5.2. Awesome. And if we plug that in, NA, I just left that as 1, right? Because that's just 1. If you plug that in your calculator, we should see that S is 3.9 meters. Cool. So what that means is the object is actually closer than the image. So when you're in the water looking straight up at the diving board, the object is closer than it appears. It appears 5.2 meters away, but it's actually only 3.9 meters away from the surface. Awesome.